And welcome back to more Randomizer Classic. Alright, so we already just finished a game, and there's pretty much just one thing I want to... hopefully I can show off. I might have to do some editing depending how long it takes to find this, because it's kind of more of a chance to find this thing. But again, it doesn't really count. It doesn't count towards item totals. It doesn't really count for anything. It's just for, I guess, for show. No real reason to get this. So if you happen to play all the 5 variations of the Zelda, or at least most of them, or if you just, Lens of Truth, make a map of the overworld, because practically every screen here has something on it. Almost, not every screen. So, most of these have money secrets, or levels, etc. So if you find nothing on it, you might want to take a look. Use your lens everywhere and try to figure something out. So when you get to this screen, again, I'll put in the comments all 5 clues put together, but basically it's referring to, in the first overworld, and on the second dock that, further down. Remember, there are 2 sets of docks here, so you want to go on the one that's, further south. And on the second dock, so it's on this one. And actually, honestly, if you use your lens, you'll see what the clue is referring to. There's actually a spot you can use a super bomb. And remember, this is only in the first overworld, not the other one, which, again, you can get kind of mixed up because they look exactly the same. And then after that, you actually want to dive to the right of the dock. And it's going to take you, basically, to a whole nother overworld. Now, this does not look very impressive. I'll be honest, it does not look impressive in the classic version, but if you play the modern version, it actually does look a little more impressive. Basically, all this overworld is just money. Various rupee secrets. And I don't even know how much they're worth because I actually never really bothered collecting these secrets because, as you can see, I have 999 rupees already, so I don't need any more money. But yeah, again, this does not look very impressive because it's pretty much the same difficulty of enemies. And then if you want to play around with this, that's fine. But again, there's really nothing in this overworld. Most of these just lead to X amounts of money. Practically the same enemies, again, you see no increase in difficulty because the original classic version, remember, pretty much has no new enemies until you get to the very end. Again, most of the landmarks just have money in them. There are a few exceptions, though. Some of these just have shops in them. Again, I could make a map of this, but, I mean, not really gonna do much in the long run. I mean, for the most part, there's just money here. Well, still the gambling spot. I don't even know what this is supposed to mean. It's like, this doesn't even make any sense anymore because, you already found the secret. So again, I haven't really bothered to map this out yet, so I might do it later on if I have some spare time, but again, honestly, there is really nothing of interest in this overworld. You know, you just have some shops, some money, free money of various amounts, and for example, you know, not that much there. Again, I'm not gonna bother showing the entire map here because really nothing of value. So probably you're gonna find like 10 and 30 rupee secrets for the most part. I don't think there are any door repair charges on this side. Again, I haven't explored every square yet. You know, most of your basic landmarks are in the same spots. Now the map is a little different. You'll notice there's no ladder here. So it is just a smidge different. Okay, you got a few different enemies, but again, you know, with the equipment you've got right now, I mean, this is really gonna be a big deal at all. Now don't worry, you're not gonna be stuck in this alternate overworld for forever. There are a few ways to get back to the original overworld. Most notably, the Zelda levels, like, you know, the X9s. If you go into an X9, you actually just bypass the level and go right into its corresponding letter. So, for example, if you... Okay, now this one's weird. I think this one was a glitch or something, because that doesn't really do anything. Kind of a faulty square there. But yeah, you notice the overworld looks a little bit different, like the design, but for the most part it's, you know, mostly identical. Again, the enemies are not any more difficult. In fact, they're the exact same enemies you'd find in the original overworld. So if you were to get, like, flippers early on, you actually could come to this overworld, you know, very early on. Have no trouble here because it's all the same enemies. Now, there are a few ways to get back to the original overworld. I'm supposing this is a left arrow. Okay, I'm not even sure what these hints mean anymore. Now, I think this one, if I remember, this one is supposed to be 1-3, or level, yeah, 1-3, and I think it actually takes you back to the original overworld, and I'm not sure why it does that, because it really should only be X9 levels. Again, if you enter an X9 level, it takes you into that letter. So in this case, 19 would be Z, 29 E, 39 L, 4 is D, and 5 is the A. So if you wanted to explore the other letters, just to see what the map looks like, you can do it this way. In fact, you're probably going to have to do it this way, because you only get one letter per playthrough if you do it the normal way. So you want to do it this way, you want to explore the other letters. I might show that off after. If you actually go in here, the actual starting place, you actually kind of weird. You find this old man, the one who gives you your first item. Doesn't have to be the sword, but it's like a miniature patch of 3 or something. And you can beat this old man up just for fun. And you don't want to collect that because that's a 80 rupee penalty. Now there is something that you can get in here. It's random. It might take a while to get it, honestly. Because you can get various drops from this guy. Minus 80 rupees, minus 40 rupees, minus 5 hearts. I think you can get arrows. 30 arrows, I think 30 bombs. I think you can get enemy bait, which is kind of weird. Yeah, so if you somehow didn't have enemy bait, which, you know, it only costs 15 rupees at that shop, so... Not that you need enemy bait anyway. Well, at least I can show off some of this stuff. But this might take a while to show what you can get in here because it's all randomized. I might actually have to edit out some of this just to show when I actually get this thing because it can take a while. And sometimes sometimes you get it within a few tries, but other times it can take 10, 15 minutes, maybe more. Yeah, so I might have to edit this out. If I don't get it on this one, I might just start editing. Might just cut out. No, I mean, I'll keep recording, but I'm just gonna cut out the excess stuff until I actually find what I'm looking for, just to show you. So I'm gonna probably keep recording, but I'm gonna just I'll clip out this middle part in between, and until I can find what I want to show here. Oh, never mind, I actually got this on the next try. That thing you just picked up is I think it's supposed to be a Stone of Agony. I thought it was a Rumble Pack at first, but I think that's what the Stone of Agony looks like. It's supposed to be a Rumble Pack. And if you were curious, if you play the classic version, that blank space in the item slot, well, that's what goes in there. Just out of curiosity. But again, it doesn't count towards your item totals, so don't worry if you don't get this. Actually, the modern version has another upgrade that, you can miss that one as well, because it doesn't count towards your item totals. Now this one's kind of a new hint. I guess it's not in the original Overworlds. I guess I would assume it's referring to the letters the different entrances to you know, level 9s in this case, you normally wouldn't go to those. So for example, let's see. I mean, I actually have to show the map to kind of prove my point. So this is where 1-9 normally is. Now if you go into this from this kind of extra overworld, so you actually go right into the Zelda level. You note that it's not the E, because remember the E I already completed. I already have the map for that place. So actually the first few rooms look exactly the same. You know, if you look at it, they look exactly the same. So. Lens there, you notice that, you know, I think the E had a wall you could go up, whereas this version has no wall. You can't go up. So again, of note, this is not the E, this is actually the Z. And I'm not gonna go through this level. There's no need to do that. You know, if you want to explore the different letters, you know, you can do that on your own time. Because the Z is actually kind of hard to explore anyway, so a lot of time to explore that. But this is just to show you how you can get into the different letters. So yeah, you can actually play all 5 of these letters in one game file, rather than having to play it through multiple times to get one letter, and you know, not guaranteed to get the different letters each time. And then when you exit, you actually end up back in the first overworld, I believe. So that's your kind of way back. Alright, so again, you showed off that Stone of Agony that goes into that blank slot. In the modern version, it actually goes on like the left side of the screen because you actually fill up that entire box with other items anyway. So I'll show that off in the modern version as well. Alright, so that should wrap up the classic version, and we're gonna head on to the modern version, and we'll play through that, and you'll see what's changed in it. And obviously that extra overworld looks a lot different than this one, which basically looks like almost copy and paste from the original overworld. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed this LP, and we'll see you guys later in whichever LP you decide to do next.